Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. I am back once again with another review. And I'm going to be reviewing a classic Michael Keaton film, and that is Mr. Mom, which was released back in 1983. So Michael Keaton plays Jack. He just lost his job and becomes a stay-at-home father. And he does this while his wife decides to go to work. And their lives, kind of get, what's the best term to put it? Both of their lives are going in different directions, basically. He's trying to do everything he can to take care of the kids. They want to, kind of wreak havoc. I mean, what kid doesn't? And at the same time, he develops a friendship with the local moms, has a little, like, get together with them. They play poker and things like that. And his wife, she's working. I believe she's trying to, get this promotion at her job, and things start to get a little rocky. I believe one of the mothers has an interest in him, while, Jack's wife, is, I believe, getting hit on by a coworker. Yeah, so there's a few things that go on throughout the film, but it's a fun one. It's not one I hear people talk about, and Michael Keaton's filmography is fantastic. If you look back at a lot of his earlier stuff, especially like the 80s, 90s, like you've got Multiplicity, from the 90s. You've got Johnny Dangerously, which is another film I think from the 80s. You have My Life, I believe, with Nicole Kidman, which is a really great drama. I think that's 90s. It could be late 80s. I don't know. One Good Cop is another good one. The Dream Team, I think, is another one where I think Christopher Lloyd is in it, and a few others. But basically, they escape like a psychiatric institution. And he's had a wide range of different genres. But Mr. Mom's kind of one of those movies I don't hear people talk about often. It's kind of like, forgotten, fell on the back burner. But I've always enjoyed it for what it is. Is it one of his best? Not necessarily. It is a cult classic. I think it is fun. It is enjoyable, but I wouldn't state that it's, one of his better films. There's a lot more films he has out there that I feel like are a little bit better, but I feel like it definitely deserves a lot better treatment. The quality on this is not too bad. You do get some grain here and there, but nothing, out of the ordinary. And I like Michael Keaton's performance. I think it's fantastic. He tends, I don't know if it's just me, but if you watch a lot of his movies, you start to notice he almost, and it's funny because after you watch Beetlejuice and Batman, you start watching a lot of his older movies, you almost get to see that, this, depending on like the specific scene and how he talks, it's almost like you get to hear that voice slip in here and there. It's, if you watched it before Beetlejuice, you wouldn't think that, but then when you watch Beetlejuice and all the other stuff, then you go back and watch these films, then you're like, oh, okay, there's a little slip there, and this is way before he would even go and do those projects. So it's a little funny to notice those type of things. But yeah, I wish I could say more about Mr. Mom. It's just a fun early 80s romance, I guess you could say romance, comedy type of film, drama, whatever you want to call it. It is written by John Hughes, so that's a cool, interesting fact. I don't think a lot of people know that. Yeah, John Hughes wrote this, and guess what? It doesn't star some of the Brat Pack. You don't have Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr., Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez. You don't have those big names. You have Michael Keaton. So, and John Hughes has written a lot of films that he's not directed. So I would definitely recommend you guys going out and finding those films because some of them are actually really, really good. But yeah, I wish I could say more about Mr. Mom that hasn't been said, but by now I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. And if you haven't, take the time out and go watch it. I think you guys will have a good time. Now, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot in the way of features. All we get is the theatrical trailer, and then we get a look back at Mr. Mom with the producer and some of the co-stars, and that is it. So it's decent for what it is, but I'm just glad that the film got a Blu-ray release. You can get it on DVD. No 4K. I would not expect this one to be available in 4K. Probably won't, and that's okay. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to my review of Mr. Mom. If you've seen the movie, let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your opinion. Don't forget to give this video a like. It's much appreciated. And definitely subscribe to the channel because it keeps me going for sure. But with that being said, I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, we will talk films. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon.